Let's get ready to rumble. Guys, welcome back to the party. We are live. Feels good. Feels good. Not going to lie. Now, topics of today. Crypto's going to move very fast when something happens. We got an interesting chart to break down for you. We got Bitcoin. We got Pump. We got Ethereum. We got Solana. We got meme coins. Fart coin today, okay? We got a lot of stuff to cover. So we're going to get straight into it. Before we do that, hi. Welcome, everybody. It's Sue. What is up? Sue, thank you as always for hopping in to help keep the chat a nice, tidy, clean place. Welcome, everybody else. Steve-O, Eat My Guns, Sumit, Mad Mike. Guys, what is up, everybody? B. Creed, I see you there. Matthew Brown, Craig, Michael, MJ. Guys, what is up? Christian, nice to see everybody. We'll be trying to get these live streams back onto a regular event every day, Monday to Friday, 3 p.m. Dubai time. Should be a good time every time. Yeah. We got a lot to get into, so we're going to hop into that. Of course, answering your questions, second half of the stream. So make sure you stick around for those good times as well, okay? Lark, where were you for the holidays? Don't worry. Traveling with kids is never actually technically a holiday. I just like to point that out there. But went to see family, mostly just, seeing family, Russia, USA. Few days in Portugal to hang out, have a good time. It's good to be home. It's good to be home, man. That's for sure. Linea airdrop checker is live. It's true. If you were farming the Linea airdrop, you're probably gonna get your gas fees back. Congratulations. Linea, man, those guys, that was one of the craziest, longest airdrop farms of all time. I hope you get money if you were participating in that. Anyway, let's get into it. Save those burning questions. We'll answer a few as we go through the stream. But let's get into it. So, eCoin metrics. Bitcoin pulled back from its all-time high in August, but this isn't a bear market setup. U.S. financial conditions are loose and trending looser. Amen to that. We've been talking about that a lot here on the channel. U.S. economic data is cooking. Financial conditions are loose and getting looser. This is all just a perfect cocktail for good times in risk assets, essentially. eCoin metrics pointing out means when the sentiment turns, liquidity is in place for a quick recovery. And sentiment can turn on a dime. You guys know how things work around here. One day, everything's cool. Next day, everything's pumping like crazy, man. I have 4 kids. I know what you mean. Yeah. Traveling lost some of its shine. And when I was in my 20s, like, oh, yeah, travel, man. Let's get on a plane. Go have a good time. This is going to be awesome. Now it's like, let's just stay home. It's going to be better. Anyway, and the kids get a little bit more fun. Anyway, regardless, Bitcoin pulls back despite excellent financial conditions. Won't last forever, okay? Excellent financial conditions will eventually spill over into these risk assets. One of the big reasons recently we've seen Bitcoin prices struggling, we've seen 2 mega whales basically rise up out of the depths of the ocean and sell their coins. They had a little over 1% of the supply of coins, which you'll go, oh, it's only 1% of the coins. Yeah, but that's a lot, man. That's a lot. Driving is the break when you have kids. Dude, I know. By the way, holy cow. Speaking of driving, I told everybody about that crazy North Carolina beach driving story, man. We were in North Carolina. Jesse was there. It was a good time. High tide, full moon, onshore winds. Driving down this beach in the Outer Banks. It's crazy, man. Loved it secretly, but it was also crazy. Very back of the neck, hair-raising adventure. Anyway, continuing. Spot Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other crypto tokens coming to the New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, and all the big U.S. exchanges. This is from Solid Intel, AILA responding to it. The SEC and CFTC to allow the trading of certain spot crypto tokens on U.S. registered exchanges. I don't know if you understand how stupidly crazy bullish that is. Charleston, South Carolina, what up? Guys, this is crazy stuff. No, seriously. You're telling me that the SEC and CFTC are going to allow for the trading of, not your random dog coins. Okay, maybe Dogecoin, but like Chainlink and Avalanche and for some reason Cardano probably. I'm just throwing some names out here, but like the big cap stuff, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, right? They're going to bring this stuff to exchanges without even ETFs. Holy crap. Guys, and we're going to get the ETFs too. Guys, oh my gosh. Things are going to get real crazy, markets. And look, that's not happening overnight. And people are going to overestimate how that plays out in the short term and underestimate the impact of it long term. But gosh darn it. That's big news. Plan C, Bitcoin is currently in the healthiest, highest probability to extend a bull market ever. Unlike previous bull markets, a significant amount of Bitcoin has changed hands throughout this entire grind up. What have you seen? Again, 250,000 coins have changed hands in the last few days. Okay. James, what's up, man? Nice to see you. This has not been a retail-driven, FOMO-driven bull run like all previous markets. It's funny how when people on social media perceive as boring is actually the healthiest, most sustainable way to climb during a bull market. I don't like when things get moved too fast. I guess they're getting paranoid. Slow, steady grinding, baby. That's what I'm here all about, slow and steady. As soon as the price gets interesting, goes parabolic, the chance of a FOMO-driven, euphoric, unsustainable rally increases exponentially, and those always require an extended cool-off period, often leading to a long, deep correction or bear market. Yes, yes. 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 If no one sells the Bitcoin below $999,000, we can reach $1 billion Bitcoin in a few months. Everybody just has to stop selling. I agree, Kay. Bitcoin grinding up to a very interesting point right now. Now, we bounced from here the other day. We highlighted this area for you a few days ago. We still have the potential for a MACD bullish crossover coming up here in the next few days. That's very exciting. Let's keep an eye on that. Okay. Now, this is very curious timing because look at this. We are coming right up to here. Now, that bullish MACD crossover has not confirmed. Any of it concern is not a definitive signal. It's showing the momentum, the direction things are moving in, right? Where are we at right now? Well, we've come back down. Maybe a little further than I expected we might have come down. We came back down to around 107. That's fine. Broken out of this downtrend here. Price currently pushing up into the $112,000 zone. Previous all-time high for Bitcoin was at some point holding as a line of support. But then that big old fat stinky whale came up out of the depths and dumped 150,000 Bitcoin to buy Ethereum. C'est la vie. Now we're coming back up 20-day EMA right here, $112,000 as well. So if we take out $112,000 and we're at $111,650 right now, then guess what? That is a major flip of previous resistance back into support. Potentially it's resistance breakout. You can see it held as support. Now it's resistance again. Flip that. Could be bullish. Plus get the 20-day EMA at the same time. Now, I know what you're thinking. Lark, your trade's probably doing really good from yesterday. No, it's not. Damn it. I got stopped out overnight. I woke up and I was like, oh yeah, the price is like 111K for BTC. Let's go. My trade must be doing fantastic. No. Stopped out by like a few bucks for a few minutes. Markets. Anyway, it's fine. My Solana long's going to make up for all that, but still, anyway, guys, we got to give away some money real quick, and then we're getting into the rest of the altcoin news, altcoin charts. Guys, over at BitUnix, of course, giving away $1,000 a stream, every stream during the month of September. So shout out to those guys for the great deal. Now, how do you get into that deal? Super easy. There's a link down below. Sign up to BitUnix, make a deposit. Bob's your uncle. Fanny's your aunt. Have a good time. No KYC, no VPN. Anyone, anywhere can use it. You'll get straight away VIP level 3 access that gives you a 30% fee discount. You're going to have $400 deposit bonus. Deposit $2,000, you get $400 back. So why wouldn't you deposit $2,000, get the $400 for free? Plus, being to win $1,000 every day. And insane trading bonus. You can see a trading bonus. We're not going to go through all those. That's some crazy trading bonuses, man. So we have 100 entries currently for the past 2 days that we've started off our journey here on our $1,000 daily giveaway. So we have 100 people signed up here. So let's have Grok choose a couple winners for us real quick. Grok. Do it, Grok. Think, Grok. Make it happen. This is taking a long time to generate 2 random numbers. Elon, here we go. Elon. There we go. Okay. 48 and 56. Fantastic. 48. Congratulations. You just won $500. That's nice. Put in 15 grand. So you got your $400. You got an extra $500 on top of that. And 56. There you go. Put in $2,400. So that's even a bigger win, like percentage wise, you know. Put in the $2,400, get the $400 back. You get a $500, almost a 50% rebate, man. Not bad. Not bad. Congratulations to today's winners. And we'll be giving away more money tomorrow. Thanks, guys, over at BitUnix. Check it out. Link down below. Thank you very much. So let's get into it, guys. Tom Lee. Tom, the big bull Lee. Let's go. Tom Lee is back, and he's trying Wyckoff method. All those boys, Wyckoffing out in my tool shed, man. Anyway, Tom Lee's back. He's bull posting, baby. He's bull posting. ETH to the moon. He's the ETH main character right now. Good main character to have. He's going to get all the suits and all the TradFi to come along and to buy Ethereum. Now, as we mentioned yesterday on the show, Ethereum has not fixed a lot of its core underlying problems that pissed me off with Ethereum at the start of the year. Okay? Fees still get absolutely stupid whenever anything happens on chain. Can't scale. They're working on it. 10x scaling within a year. Vitalik has promised us. Vitalik wouldn't mislead us ever with schedules or timings or actual tech upgrades, would he? Anyway, doesn't matter. It's all irrelevant. Ethereum could be do half a transaction per second for all we care. Tom Lee's selling it to Wall Street and they're buying. That's the important thing. That is the fundamental thing that has changed with ETH. ETFs are buying. Tom Lee's buying. Other Ethereum treasury companies are emerging. There's about 40 billion still earmarked for buying ETH, which has not been deployed yet. So stand in front of that train at your own risk. Fundstrat insisting the implied fair value based on the ETH BTC ratio gives us a target between $12,000 and $22,000. Not bad. So if BTC goes up to 250K, which I think that it could, and the BTC ratio stays around where it is right now, we're looking at about an $8,000 to $12,000 Bitcoin, as you can see over here. Obviously, there's some real moon math that starts getting involved here. I don't think any of this stuff's realistic, that we're not going to see a $350,000 Ethereum, at least not in any reasonable situation in reality anyway. But an $8,000 to $12,000, that kind of fits in with where we're thinking. 15,000, that's the 3.618 Fibonacci lines. Not too crazy, guys. Ethereum validator entry queue hits 2-year high. Now, we've talked about the Ethereum leaving the exit queue right now. So it's about 1 million leaving and about 1 million approximately coming in right now. It's not bad. Not bad. 2-year high of ETH coming into the validator queue. That's pretty good. I'll take it. It's kind of a wash. The one thing you could say about this is that you have all the ETH that's currently entering into the queue has already been bought. And all the ETH exiting from staking has not yet been sold. Math that up for a second. But there you go. Okay. Still, though, a lot of bullish stuff going on for ETH. Price-wise, tech-wise, well, say la vie. Who cares? Price is going up. That's all that matters. Check this out. Hong Kong listed Yunfeng Financial, affiliated with Alibaba co-founder Jack Ma. I don't know how they're affiliated, but they're going to throw it in there. Why not? Has purchased 10,000 Ethereum worth $44 million. This, again, is further evidence of the exact thing we were talking about the other day. That some guy was saying, hey, look, guys, rumors that a bunch of Chinese companies are going to start doing MicroStrategy stuff. Well, we had a Bitcoin treasury company announced yesterday. I shared that with you guys. Today, we have an Ethereum treasury company announced as well. Boom. There you go. Nice. Ethereum currently chilling at the 20-day EMA. Not bad. Not bad, ETH. We can draw this nice little line down right here. Attempting a downtrend breakout. Depends on how you want to draw the line. Maybe you want to draw it more like that. Still attempting a downtrend breakout. Maybe we want to put it right on top of the candle closes. Attempting a downtrend breakout once again. Okay? So let's see if we can actually take out the 20-day EMA right here. Now, if you're looking at this as a potential trade, right? So we're at 43.80 right now on the 20-day EMA. Going long there, not the craziest idea for a 20-day EMA reclaim, with a pretty easy invalidation point down here at like 42.40 or something, which is kind of lining up these lows of the previous few days. So if that fails, you probably go back down to the 50-day EMA in this 4K zone right here. Just get out of the way of that train. Look to limit long from that lower area right down here. But a 20-day EMA reclaim, if the daily can close here or above, not looking too bad. How much good news can we get? A lot. And it doesn't immediately move the price. Again, we always overestimate how much good news moves the price on a single day versus the impact of this stuff over months and years. Solana just went God mode, says Kyle Dubes. 98% of validators approved Alpenglow, the biggest upgrade in Solana history. Latency from 12 seconds down to 100 milliseconds, 100x scalability boost, cleaner consensus, bigger rewards. This isn't an update to the whole new chain. Solana to the moon. I've been buying more Solana. I have not bought more Ethereum. We made a big Ethereum trade a few months ago. I'm still in that trade. I still think that trade has some great potential. that was selling some Bitcoin to buy some Ethereum. Fine. It's going good. Going good. We're in good profits right now in that trade. And we're letting it keep grinding. I think that trade has time to go still. But I've been adding a whole crap ton, monkey ton, whatever, of Solana recently. I've been buying more every day, okay? Oh, Steve-O, don't bring that up. Don't bring up Aptos, man. That thing's cursed. Like everything else in the market's taken off, and it's still in the $4 range. Aptos, man, just sucking balls these days. I don't know what else to say about it. Sure ain't being a Solana, that's for sure. Anyway, Solana, big upgrade. Of course, we have digital asset treasury companies. 2.25 billion announced last week of new Solana buy pressure. ETF will be coming in the not so distant future. Do you think institutions will allow an altcoin season to do it before? I don't see a 20x gains this time around. Way too much manipulation. ETH, BTC, Solana to allow explosive alt season. At some point, the greed will come back into the market. People will start buying all kinds of random shit again. The digital asset treasury companies, the ETFs, perpetual bid will come in, and at some point the price will go up enough to lure the normies in. It's like, you guys ever see those like electric lantern things that they use to like kill bugs at night? Turn on the light and they slowly come in and they get zapped. It's kind of like that with like retail people buying the top. They'll come eventually. Just leave the light on, wait for the sunset to come. Happens every time. Anyway, Solana now back above. Beautiful 20-day EMA retest. Once again, just going to point that out there. Beautiful 20-day EMA retest. Once again, ascending triangle pattern still in play. Today's candle got us back above the key area of price control at $205. Decent volume here. I'd like to point out that as well. Decent volume. Not the biggest volume. We had bigger volumes going into the initial breakout move, which kind of failed because the market kind of pulled back a bit more broadly. But okay. Let's keep an eye out. Price stays above 205. We're grinding up to 255. That's the technical breakout target for this triangle pattern here. Memecoin, Google searches exploding, okay? We can see here search volume at 57 in August. That's after 25, 15, 18, 15, 18 in March, 48 in February. Memecoin is still hot in 100 back in January, which is the all-time high peak. Meme coins are trending up again. People are paying attention. Why? Because people love trading pictures of dogs and frogs and cats and all that kind of stuff. Penguins, of course. By the way, this is a great time to point out, guys, I own some of the cryptocurrencies we're discussing today, like Pengu, like Solana. If you want to see my full portfolio disclosures, you can find those right down below here on YouTube in the portfolio disclosure section, or the pinned tweet over on X. You'll find all my current holdings there, plus a very important risk statement, because guess what? Investing in investing in crypto is risky, and you can lose all of your money. It's really serious. I lose money all the time. The main thing is to try to make more money than you lose, okay? Sometimes things aren't going to work out. Some coins are going to go to zero. There's rug pulls, all kinds of crazy bullshit going on in crypto, man. So never invest more than you can afford to lose, and past performance does not equate to future performance. There's a risk warning for today. Okay. Anyway, CRG pointing this out. Last Pengu correction from the top to the bottom last 39 days. Assuming yesterday was the bottom, that one just lasted 40 days. Was yesterday the bottom? Be fantastic if it was. Pengu right now, nice bounce off of this right here. Went just a little bit below the support range, but recovered it very, very quickly. So support was 2.8 cents. We spent a day under support, bounced back. Now we're back up to the 50-day EMA, okay? What you want to see now is strength above the 50 and strength above the 20-day EMA at 3.1 cents, okay? But this is going to be the big pattern to watch out for, the breakout from this big fat triangle here, okay? That's what we want to watch out for. That's where we want to see the price have a strong breakout from above this top orange line. That's going to be the move that gets us up to like 5 cents or something like that when that happens, okay? Elon Money pointing out for meme coins, the key is simply to capture a high share of mind share, maintain strong sentiment. As you can see, pump 31.8%. I've got a big bag of pump, okay? Fart coin, hot air rises, baby. You don't have to love it. Stinky, I get it, but gosh darn it, that thing pumps when it pumps, man. Dogecoin, of course, classic. Pengu, Pepe. You know, if your coin, here's an interesting thought for you. If your coin cannot get anybody to give a fuck about it, Why is anyone else going to buy it? Okay. And I know what you're thinking. Yeah, but Pengu and Pepe and Bonk and whatever, Fartcoin, they're all such big market cap coins already. I know. I get it. But they're great for trading. Okay. Is the bull run over? No, Alex. Not by any of the metrics that I'm seeing. Man, it's been a challenging market cycle so far for a wide variety of reasons. But no, I don't believe that the bull market is even close to over. Okay. I think there's a lot of things still lining up for us to see the prices push way higher than a lot of people are probably expecting. Okay. Fartcoin here in a big falling wedge. Bullish. If you get back above the 20-day EMA here, it's about 85 cents. That's probably a go long signal here for Fartcoin. So let's see how it plays out over the next few days, obviously. But one to keep an eye on. When this thing pumps, it pumps hard. Pump Fund introducing Project Ascent, a series of updates will 100x the Pump Fund ecosystem, making coins more sustainable, aligned with their communities. To start, 10x more creator earnings, 10x faster processing of CTO creator fee applications. Great. That all sounds great. I hope it's enough narrative to send my pump bags to the moon. I'm buying a bunch of pump. I think the buybacks, current $1 billion market cap paired up with the strong daily buybacks and a team who's pretty committed to, price crazy on the charts, let's say. I think it's one that's got potential to go much higher than it currently is. You see the revenues for pump and the buybacks for pump right now, and you compare that with like Hyperliquid. I know it's oranges to apples, the different protocols, pump funds, Memecoin Casino, Hyperliquid's perpetual DEX. I get it, sure, but buybacks are buybacks. Buy pressure. And I don't know. I look at pump, I'm just like, man, that's going to go to 10 billion at some point, right? All I have to do is wait and have my fingers crossed that it does. Holy crap. All right, that's it. That's everything. We're done with the news. Now it's time to see what you guys want to talk about. It's 22 minutes. Not too bad, Lark. Get your red light hat on. You guys know what I did yesterday. It was a lot of fun. The buddy was in town. So I was like, okay, we got to go and like do put off 10 minutes. We got to go and do something positive for ourselves. So we went and did this HBOT, hyperbaric oxygen treatment. It's interesting. We did red light beds. You lay in like a bed, like a tanning bed, but with red lights for like 15 minutes. It was hot. It's interesting. Full body though, And yeah, we also did some saunas and ice baths. Great morning. Lark, is it okay to buy Solana at this price? Look, it depends what you're trying to do with it. Obviously, buying Solana lower was a better buy, but now it's not lower. The price is where it is right now. We're breaking out of the ascending triangle pattern. I think there's a definitive trade potential there. I've been in a Solana long since 155. I bought a significant bag of Solana under 150, and I've been adding to that, and I've been buying basically every day for the last 2 weeks. Now, the buys over the last 2 weeks have not been like mega substantial in that time. I've added like 3% or 4% to my Solana bag. I'm just buying a little bit every day. Coming in right now for a big move on Solana. That ascending triangle breakout pattern, the digital asset treasury companies coming, all this kind of stuff. Look, not financial advice for you. You got to decide what to do for yourself. But I think that Solana currently is underpriced, undervalued, according to everything going on in the market with ETFs coming and digital asset treasury companies coming to buy up billions worth of Solana. I feel like the price probably goes higher. Okay. Hydrate. Oh, I did not rush in to buy Liberty Financial. Probably should have bought the pre-sale back in the day when it was like a penny. But I don't know. But I got so jaded by TGEs in general and pre-sales. It's like, you know what? I'm just gonna sit this bullshit out. But leave it up to those guys to pump the charts eventually. But Trump Memecoin has just been down only, and World Liberty Financial, it's a DeFi protocol. It's going to be probably the home for USD1 liquidity, which is the Trump family stable coin, which is probably going to be one of the biggest stable coins in the market by the end of the cycle. Look, I'm not going to be rushing to buy it at this kind of valuation. I think it's personal opinion, right? I think it's probably overvalued at the current fully diluted valuation of like $25 billion, whatever it is. Feels like a bit much for what's essentially a copy of Aave. But the flip side is you got the world's #1 financial influencer backing this up, which is Donald Trump, president of the United States. So, yeah. Anyway, Sui is worrying me a little, hasn't done shit in months. What is your take? You know what? Let's open the chart, man. Let's have a look. It's a good question. I have not been paying too much attention to Sui in the last couple months. Let's see what it's doing. Oh, that's in okay. Hold on, maybe let me bring chart up. It hasn't been doing things. Let's put it that way. What do we got here? Yeah, it's not perfect, is it? It's not the cleanest. We're just gonna put it like that for now. Just try and get a view of what's going on here. See where we can draw this at. Nah, probably better like that. Like that. And we get some. If we go from the candle closes there. You know, sometimes it's really imperfect on these charts. Just kind of gotta see what you get to work with here. It ain't pretty, but let's just say the price has been basically coiling up, and you can see ever since 7th of April, what have we been having? Higher high, higher low, higher high, not by a lot, but a higher high, higher low. Broad strokes, right? So Sui is in an uptrend. Obviously, you want to break out to all-time highs and go into price discovery, get past 550 and go on to 10, 15 bucks, whatever. Sure. Yep, I get it. Sui, I think it's been an incredibly popular coin this cycle. I think it's been a very strong coin this cycle. I think it's still got a lot of mind share and narrative and probably will go higher. The charts aren't looking all that bad. Not fantastic right now. Don't get me wrong. You know, 20 days trade under the 50-day right now. Okay, but overall trend is pointing up here for Sui. So look, you got to keep in mind some of these coins are going to have these big run-ups like Sui had. I mean, it went from what 50 cents to $5 in like 3 or 4 months. Huge consolidation period afterwards, which is pretty normal, to be honest. So from that perspective, I wouldn't worry. When it breaks out of that giant triangle pattern that's currently curling up in, it's probably going to be a pretty major break. And again, this is not a perfect chart by any means, but we're looking at like a $3 to $4 breakout when this comes. So let's say we break out here, we're going up to like $7, something like that as the next target. Again, we're just throwing out some quick ideas here on this, but I would not give up on Sui personally. I don't know when you bought in at. If you bought at the top of 540 and you're looking at 335 right now, you've been getting kicked in the nuts for months on end, and I feel your pain. But if you've been holding this since lower, let's say you bought back in April at $2, you're probably fine right now. You just might be saying, well, it's not moving as much as other coins. Patience in that situation. Or maybe you bought last year for $1 and you're up big time. You're up 250% or something. But you're just kind of saying, but I want to go higher faster. I get it. Patience, okay? How low do you see Solana going before an all-time high? I mean, I feel like the low was in terms of other low prices. I mean, it depends. Will this ascending triangle pattern break down? So far, it's been basically up and to the right, okay, for a little while now. Let's have a look at the chart here. Look, we've been doing pretty good here on our old buddy Solana. If we really, really zoom back out, you look at something more like that, right? Where essentially you have, what do you keep having? Higher lows, higher lows. It's in an uptrend. Okay, so in terms of seeing any sort of major pullbacks, 20-day EMA is at 197 right now, 50-day EMA is at 185. Anything back, if you see it pull back to 185, that's probably an opportunity, okay? Anything under 185, you lose the 50-day EMA and a major area of previous price resistance not acting as support could be problematic, and you might actually get prices going down further. But right now, I'm not looking for how cheap can I scoop up Solana before all-time highs. I'm looking at it like I'm watching for a potential breakout here. That's what I would like to see happening. And you might just have to look for a breakout trade versus Lark asked a few months ago about my CRO coin. Jordan, man, if you are still holding your CRO coin, my hat literally off to you, my friend, because gosh darn, who the heck could have ever thought that Donald Trump's company would come out and announce to buy $6.5 billion worth of CRO tokens, which at the time they announced it, the market cap was like $6 billion. Now the price has gone up about 200% since then, obviously, but holy cow, man. So, hey, CRO holders, man, gosh darn. Do you think the virtuals protocol has a chance to make an all-time high at some point in markets bounce? Saeed, yes. Look, virtuals, obviously it gets these sort of moments of attention where it takes off and people start paying attention to it, and a bunch of new AI agents launch, and then the Ponzi runs up for a while and then crashes out. In terms of betting on base, because there's no way to bet on base. There's no base token, and there probably really shouldn't be if Coinbase is smart. If you want to get exposure to base, I guess buy the coin stock, but that's a different story. In terms of buying exposure to everything happening on base, I think Aerodrome, Brett, and virtuals, like if you want to say, okay, I want like a base portfolio, those three coins are probably going to give you what you need in terms of getting broad exposure to AI in trading and memes on base. Matthew, what's up? We're back. Market cap high for Pyth. Gosh, I do not think about Pyth all that much. We're getting an airdrop from Pyth. That was nice. All about getting free money. Yo, what is this? What's this chart here? Holy cow. I guess that was the announcement that Pyth was going to be used for checking Oracle data for putting stuff, U.S. economic data on the blockchain. Look at that. Up 100%, down 50%. Let's go. Let's go, baby. That's crypto. Look, this thing has been, I don't know when it got listed on Binance. It had already been trading for a few months at that point, but just broad strokes here. Anybody who tells you technical analysis is just woo-woo stuff. Look at that. Look at that. Boom. Perfection. Straight to the line, baby. Hard rejection back down. Look, in terms of Pyth, right now it's in a downtrend. It's been in a downtrend for a very long time. You want to see it break out above that orange line in terms of, looking at it as a trade. Buying under there, you're trying to buy value, essentially. We'll see how it plays out. How high the market cap goes for, I have no idea, man. No idea, but probably not a bad bet on the Solana ecosystem. Nutty histories. These are from an artist called Josie Bellini, OG artist. She was one of the first people in the NFT scene, and she did these amazing prints. She gifted me this one back in the day, which is really cool of her, and I bought this one from her later on. I love them. I love them. I have them up my wall. I think this one might be Josie here, but anyway, it's got like opt out and the U.S. president George Washington, but also like names of like Hal Finney and stuff like that up there. And this one here is actually the Ethereum white paper. It's pretty cool. Yeah. She's awesome. Josie.io. I don't think she did any of these particular prints anymore, but she has other cool stuff. So if you want to support an OG crypto artist, go check it out. Can you make Aptos to move, please? Yeah. Be great. It would be great. Thoughts on Link Reserve ETF? Look, Chainlink is one of those ones you don't necessarily want to trade, to fade. Okay. Chainlink's a slow burner, man, but it burns. Okay. And even though I took profits on my Link bag and exited it over the last year, made shit tons of money on it. Happy with that. It's fine. Sometimes you just gotta take your money and walk away, which is okay too. But in terms of Chainlink's future, I think it's got a bright future. It's one of the most important coins in the space, I'd say. And yeah, with all the other stuff coming up, potential ETF and the reserve and stuff, brings in a lot of buy pressure. You look at coins that have like a $10 billion market cap, but they're also going to have all that stuff happening. Man, outsized gains potential, in my opinion, for these kind of things. When you see that kind of buy pressure coming out on some of these smaller cap altcoins, is what's going to make the cycle go really, really crazy. And it's taking longer than anybody wants for this stuff to happen. I mean, we were expecting ETFs, and this is not me. That's not Lark saying I was expecting ETFs. I mean, I was expecting ETFs, but like the ETF analysts you know, the guys who do it for a living, they were looking back and going, hey, back in like March and April, like crap, we're probably gonna get like Solana and XRP and Dogecoin, Litecoin ETFs ASAP. And then it just kind of didn't happen. And we're in September now, and we still don't have it. Now we're obviously closer than ever right now to a Solana ETF. Those conversations are going on. The amendments are happening and stuff like that, which means that we're probably going to get a Solana ETF sooner than later. XRP probably after that, and then gosh knows what after that. Yeah. CRO chart. Yeah, you know, let's look at this. Let's look at the CRO chart. Why not? I have not looked at the CRO chart in a few days. Look at that. Look at that beast. That is a breakout, man. That is a gosh darn breakout. Now, very interestingly, what is going on right now? We are pulling back to previous resistance, looking for it as support. So, look, if you were aping in at 38 cents out of FOMO, slap yourself, okay? Gotta wait. There's always pullbacks. Now we're gone from 38 cents back down to 25 cents. A logical place to look for a bounce on the pullback would be around 23 cents. You can see that's the previous resistance, and it's going to line up with the 20-day EMA by the time that it gets there. That's a pretty huge move. Sometimes following gargantuan moves like that, the first line of support may not hold, so just keep that in mind. But that would be the area I'd be watching out for price to pull back to in the coming days, okay? Yeah. Nice bounce there from that support, though. I mean, they're going to buy $6.5 billion worth of CRO, man. That's just, don't overthink it. Just go with the flow, man. Same with the ETH treasury companies. It's like, yeah, ETH, you know, they haven't really fixed a lot of the problems, but Tom Lee's buying shit tons of it. Just go with the flow, man. Make the money. Ride the wave. Okay. 1 or 2 more questions, guys. We're going to finish up for today. Always opportunities in the market, first and foremost. Secondly, hit the gym. Find yourself a nice lady, son. Okay, there you go. %. Some of these coins, you know. Sandbox. So hot back in 2021. The metaverse was here, baby. Now no one gives a shit. Crypto gaming in general has been just and I bet a lot of money on crypto gaming, man. I funded a lot of early stage games, lost a lot of money. That's all part of the game. It's all part of the game, man. Lark, do you roll your big cap profits into small caps to compound gains or stick with your profits? You know, it depends. It depends. Some days I'll look at, you know, some big cap profits and roll it into small stuff, but depends on the trade and what my initial idea was. Different trades at different parameters, different thoughts. Sometimes just take cash out of the market, man, because pay yourself or to invest in other stuff, buy some stocks and stuff like that. Lark, pull up you know, let's pull up the XRP chart. Why not? Why not? It's a good idea, Daz. XRP. Now, we were talking about this the other week. This support trend line right here, we lost it back on Friday. Dipped down to about 270, which approximately is here. Okay, not perfect, but okay. Let's say an approximate bounce off this support. Okay, it was 272. It got down to 269. Good enough. Okay. Now, problematically, where's the price at right now? Retesting the underside of this previous support line for the triangle pattern. That's a bearish retest currently. Now, if price reclaims, particularly what would be of interest for me right now, and I'm still in an XRP trade, been in an XRP trade since $2.30. I guess I should have taken profits at 3.80. My target was $4, didn't quite get there. Anyway, still holding it, still open, still in that trade, regardless. Right now, what I want to see, XRP bulls step up to the plate, get us back with the 20-day EMA. It's around $2.92. Okay, not far away. It's only a few cents above us, but this is a very dicey zone right now for XRP. You're on the underside retest of a previous support, underside retest of a triangle pattern, which could lead to a further breakdown, bring us back down to 230 or something like that, if that breaks down to the downside. But I don't see XRP just magically going on that journey by itself. If the rest of the market goes higher, like if Bitcoin breaks out, XRP will follow up too. Okay, so, but that's the critical thing to watch for me. 292, the 20-day EMA. If you want to wait for even more confirmation, the big breakout trade here is going to be taking out this descending line right here. The downtrend line currently it's around $2.95. Okay, so it'll approximately line up with a 20-day EMA retake. Not exactly perfectly if price were to shoot up today, but about. Okay, so that'd probably be the safer trade. You might want to rush it. Well, why not just buy at 285 where it is currently, and then I'll get 10 cents more on my trade? Yeah. The problem is, again, we have not confirmed that breakout yet, and we're right now on a bearish underside retest of the triangle pattern. That retest may be unsuccessful, and it price pumps, and things go up. That's what you want to happen. The safer bet would be to do like a trigger order from 295. Because that would say, okay, price is actually breaking out, and they go 295 and ride it up to $4 or something like that. 3x leverage, 100% profits. Theoretically, fantastic. Anyway, one more question. Rcoin. I love pirates. Pirates are hilarious. No, actually, pirates are terrible. Why do we glorify pirates in society? Bunch of real SOBs, pirates. Anyway, I don't know what the heck Rcoin is. Is that Arweave? Maybe it's Arweave. I don't really have an opinion on it. If that's Arweave, I haven't looked at it and thought about it in a very long time. Eat my guns. Peace out, man. Have a good one. Golem Network, old coin. They still have like 250,000 Ethereum, I think. I don't know what the hell they use it for, but those guys got money, man. 2017 ICO. Raised millions at the time, now worth hundreds of millions or billions probably. I don't know what's 200,000 Ethereum worth. A lot of money, $800 million. That's crazy stuff. Can we see SOL above 250? I mean, if you go back to the analysis part of the Solana section of this video, that's the breakout target for the ascending triangle pattern. It's about 255. You look at the Aerodrome chart. Yes, and then we're finishing. That's a great idea. Let's look at the Aerodrome chart. Aerodrome, of course, key beta for the entire Base blockchain. That's like the thing. If you want to own some kind of exposure, that beautiful chart. Look at that. Fantastic. What a beast. What a beautiful chart. That's a piece of art, man. Look at that. Just incredible. Higher high, higher low. Higher high, higher low. Higher high, higher low. Higher high, higher low. Beautiful, beautiful uptrend here right now on Aerodrome. Very nice looking chart. Strong trend up currently. Draw that like that. Any moves back to about $1. Probably an interesting buy zone. Right now you're sitting on the 50-day EMA, which has held as support 1-2 times before. But you see, Aero's a bit messy. It tends to overshoot these EMAs by a little bit, okay? So the 200-day EMA is down here. Let's just turn it into 100. Turn that into a 100-day EMA real quick. See how it looks. Maybe it respects that a bit more. Yeah, you can say the 100-day EMA gets respected a little bit more here by Aerodrome. So that kind of, again, lines up with the general uptrend line here. So right around $1 again as well. If you see a pullback to $1, it's probably an opportunity if you are an Aerodrome bull. As you guys know, I think this is one of those coins really great to farm. If you got spare capital sitting around and want to provide liquidity in Aerodrome, it's a great farming coin. It does have a lot of inflation pressure, but the charts are strong. Coinbase is all in on Aerodrome, let's say, because they're going to be redirecting a lot of liquidity traffic onto Base through Aerodrome. So it's got that going forward as well. 50-day EMA bouncing right now. Not a bad risk reward spot to try to bid, but I think $1 would be a little bit sexier, to be honest. Also, by the way, previous resistance back here likely to hold as potential support. So that'd be a more interesting area to watch for it, or a 20-day EMA breakout at $1.20 for a shorter term trade. Okay. That's it. We're done. You guys are awesome. I will see you back. 45 minutes, Lark. Come on, man. We're going to try to make these closer to 30 minutes in the future. But regardless, I have fun talking to you guys. So, you know, it's all good. I have a lot of fun with the streams. And I'm happy to be back. And I will see you guys back tomorrow for the next stream. Remember, we're going to win $1,000 tomorrow. I'll see you there. Peace out and have a good day.